My name is Joey Scar, and we're here at the second bout of today for Tropicarnage. I'm here with the one and only, the Pants.
Nice to be here, Joey. It's wonderful to be here with you. And we are just getting things underway on the first jam with the Towns Villains taking on the Brisbane City Rollers. The whistle has blown, and they are off and racing.
That is Jewel Breaker out there for the Super Villains.
And it's Rocket Ma'am who's come through as your lead jammer to start off proceedings for us. And she is able to get through that pack like a weasel covered in axle grease. That was pretty impressive. But we also have two BCR the blockers heading to the box as well. Oh dear. If you just missed the first bout, I tell you, you missed some absolute champagne derby here. The Reef City getting on over Gladstone, but it was hard fought all the way. They're calling it off. It's a 5-point pass being counted, so Rocket Ma'am able to get past. So they are up quickly up to 10 points, and Super Villains yet to trouble the scorer.
For you people in Townsville, Far North Queensland, on the house mic is your very beloved Psycho Dyko.
Hey, hey, hey. She's rocking it with SX from Sun State, so it is a lot of intense action going on in the field as well. Madam Mayhem and the Unforgiving Bunny.
Some great names this weekend.
Oh, it's been fantastic.
Madam Mayhem trying to find a way through the pack, but the Unforgiving Bunny.
Yeah, but it's Bunnies who lead jammer, but I tell you, Rocket Ma'am, Madam Mayhem in such hot pursuit, she has called it off before any points have been scored. It's double donuts. Speaking of donuts, we I had a nice delivery of Krispy Kreme in the announcer booth this morning, so very grateful for that. I tell you, that sugar rush is just what we need on the third day, hey, Joey?
Yeah, I think everyone's running a bit low, so that sugar's keeping everyone going.
Yep, certainly Psycho Dyko has been rocking the sherbet. We've got like, what is it, 150-piece party pack of assorted sherbet things. I tell you, we're going to be mainlining those probably come this afternoon. But we might not need to, given the excitement that we're seeing on the track here. Look at all this derby. The massive blockage is just going on and on and on. So it's Slash Your Heart Scare Bear that's got the lead jammer, Toxic Bacteria. She's also got through. But once again, Hit It and Quit It Derby is ruling the post. The block is able to get that. So another 3 points coming through. 13 zip for the Punk Blockers.
That is Britney Spear Tackle out there for the Super Villains.
And who else have we got? It's Natasha Stock Destroyer. One of the other ones that is difficult to pronounce for us. Certainly getting us wide-eyed and awake this morning, eh, Joey?
Yeah. Just while we're here, I'd like to send all my love to the Townsville girls. I know a lot of them will be watching. I miss you guys. I see Elle's there. Miss you, Elle. Very lovely people up there in Townsville.
A lot of love for the Super Villains. Fantastic. But also for the Pump Blockers as well. Keep the comments company on YouTube. We'd like to be able to read them and read out the good ones for you too. So Villains are on the board. They got 4 points, so that's what they need. They need to start troubling the score. They need to start ticking it over and hopefully start to build up a little bit of a lead, Townsville fans. We have the beautiful big body of Slane blocking us, so we can't see what's going on.
Some of those refs get in the very...
Yep, Slane, a fellow South Australian, making the big journey up. So well done to him, and certainly the refs have been excellent for us. We have Fang Fiend and Messiah doing the jamming on this one. Hope you're enjoying it coming through on YouTube.
No one getting through the pack yet to play the lead jammer status, sorry. Great.
But there's a cutting call, so...
Oh no, that one is Messiah.
Yep, heading to the bench. He's going to have to sit out 30 seconds and get someone go again.
That means Feng Fiend has got a power jam.
And she's finally through. She's your lead jammer. Great work from the Villains. Blockers really able to hold her up, tie things up. Oh, huge push.
Oh, very nice work there from Feng Fiend. Getting around on the outside to score 5 points.
Unforgiving Bunny trying to clean out the Villains blockers, but picking up a penalty in the process. She's going to have to sit down for the first 30 seconds of the next jam. So Kimbo Kazi is on the line. She is on as the sole jammer. So we're going to start off with a power jam to Brisbane City Roller blockers. And yeah, that's great work from the Towns Villains. They are just throwing bodies left, right, and centre. That was Brittany spear tackle, certainly living up to her name there. She basically spear tackled, trying to keep her in check there. Hit it and quit a derby. Picks up the 4 points. So yeah, not trying to make more of the power jam there. I guess she just wanted to get the points, get through, and cycle through. So the jammer able to get out. So we have number 7.
Jewel Breaker.
Jewel Breaker on. She's up with 455 Rocket Man for the pump blockers.
We've seen Rocket Man do a lot of great jamming this Tropicarnage.
Uh-huh.
She's lived up to her name.
Yeah, and she is rocketing through the inside, but cleaned up beautifully by the Villains. On her knees, but she didn't have to, she didn't pick up the cut there. So still on track, and instead it's number 27. That is Madam Mayhem is going to have to sit down for the Towns Villains. Oh, lovely, lovely work.
Another 4 points there for the punk blockers.
That was Loose Unleash, laying down a big block there, forcing the early call off. So it's Brittany Spear Tackle now doing the jamming. She's going to be jamming alongside number 3-2, Slash Your Heart Scare Bear. Scare Bear rocking the beautiful eye makeup as well. It's quite a scary look. She has that black band across the eyes.
That's it.
And she is through. So massive, massive push through by Scare Bear. She has opened up a very handy lead.
Brittany Spear Tackle still out there trying to find a way through the pack for initial pass.
It's quite a messy pack, actually. No solid walls getting built, but a lot of bodies getting thrown around inside. It's sort of that pinball derby that we've come to know and love. 5 point pass to Scare Bear. She's getting the hurry up from the bench.
Brittany making her way through for initial pass now. But no score point, no points scored for the supervillains in that jam.
So it looks like the bench were trying to speed up the pack, trying to get a bit of bride chasing going on. That's where you're trying to chase down the jammer, but not to no avail. Unforgiving Bunny back on for your punk blockers. Number 1-5, it's Messiah, the captain for the Towns Villains, lining up on the jam line. Oh, I tell you, that was unforgiving of the Bunny. She was straight through on the inside line.
Messiah also finds a way through the pack.
Oh, dodge, weave. Oh, yeah. Oh, she's got a big smile on her face and high fives the bench on the way through. I tell you, that was beautiful, beautiful derby. She saw that opening and went for it beautifully. She barely touched the sides.
Punk block is really using that hit it and quit it to score up those points.
Yeah, it's something that a lot of teams have been doing this weekend, really just cycling everyone through. They know it's a big 3 days, and they've got to keep cycling fresh people onto the track.
That's toxic bacteria out there.
Alongside Fang Fiend for the Punk Blockers. Fang is trying to find a way through, but it's toxic bacteria that's able to work her way to the front. And she's managed to pick up lead jammer for the Towns Villains. And with Fang Fiend being held at the back here, Toxic Bacteria had a great chance, but she's been called for looser forearms, so she's going to have to sit down. So it's a power jam to Toxic Bacteria if she's able. Nope, to Fang Fiend, sorry, if she is able to get through.
So she's on initial pass. Now she's ready to score some points.
Those Towns Villains building the wall. Oh, that is fantastic work. That is Helen Killer laying down the big blocks inside there.
That was a big block. But she still scores her 5 points for the Punk Blockers.
Yeah, that used up the clock really well, though. So well done to the supervillain blockers there. And once again, they're able to face off. And actually, Fang Fiend just stopped in front of the wall. It's just like she was almost intimidated there. So that also chewed up plenty of time. But yeah, Toxic Bacteria came out, and then she went straight back in. So there was some. An illegal re-entry to the track has been called, so she's got to sit down again. You've got to be careful here. We saw this in the last bout as well. It is definitely dangerous to rack up a lot of penalties early on.
That's it. We have seen that this Tropicarnage.
So the jam is particularly sitting down a lot, we find, and that not only causes the power jam, but also it's bad when you get your star jammers fouled out towards the end of the game, and that's happened a few times with blockers having to step up, people who perhaps don't necessarily jam too much. It's been interesting watching some of the big blowout games in the last couple of days, over the last couple of days, Joey. The team that has built up the handy lead, quite often they've got their blockers to come out and do a few jams towards the end when it hasn't mattered too much, but giving them the taste of blood in their mouth just to be able to get that jamming experience on top of the blocking that they do so well.
Oh, that is Jewel Breaker.
Oh, no. She got called for the cut. So Rocket Mam's picked up the power jam. It's a handy lead to the Punk Blockers right now, 54-5. Towns Villains really need to rack up some points, but it's so hard when the jammer gets getting picked up. Makes the blockers have to work that extra a little bit harder. They threw Rocket Mam out of the track, though, so she's being picked up and has to try again, being recycled to the back. Has to quit it. She did get awarded the 5 points, but I tell you, she's probably feeling that right now.
Yeah, I bet she is, though.
Oh, mate.
She probably needs to sit down after that one.
Yeah, she's gingerly sitting down there, taking in a few deep breaths, and yeah, I hope she's all right. Rocket Mam doesn't look too happy right now. She's got a water bottle in her hand. It looks like she's going to do a couple little stretches. So just to make sure that she's all right, she's going to be out very shortly for the Punk Blockers.
Jewel Breaker there, entering the track again from the penalty box.
And the Unforgiving Bunny is through as the lead jammer. So Jewel Breaker, yep.
Nice work there, finding a way through the pack for initial pass.
Good stuff. Hit it and quit it again. I tell you, Copter, one of the Benji for the Punk Blocks, has got quite a mouth on him. In terms of volume, I mean, not in terms of content. He yells out very clearly to his team.
That's him calling a team timeout right now for the Punk Blockers.
Yep, so teams going to the benches. Villains staying on track. They're going to just have a quick chat and talk it over.
Good to see Tragedy watching.
I don't know about that tragedy, but you're definitely got the camera on the things there. We've got to be, of course, impartial.
Yes.
And, of course, give kudos to the refs, all of them volunteers. A lot of them are WFTA qualified refs as well. So it's great to have such talent out to be able to call all the games here, and also to the wonderful NSOs as well. If you're an NSO and watching this, or a ref, we wish you were here, but we also appreciate everything that you do. Timeout nearly up. Refs coming back onto the track to assume their positions. And the whistle is blown, 30 seconds left to go. It's great to see that Bambi is jumping around there. She's ready to go. So
and the full Bronte.
Yep, full Bronte's line. I think that's her first. And we also have Scare Bear back on as well. And
nice work there by the full Bronte.
Yep, she's through. Lead jammer. Scare Bear's through though, so she's trying to do the best to catch up. She's got a full half a lap behind to catch up though. So great work from the Bronte. She is through.
Beautiful work there on the inside.
Yep. Now, she called it a little late, but 0 points to the Punk Blockers.
And 4 for Townsville.
Yep, so they're up to 9 points now. So still got a long way to catch up, but they're getting points on the board at last. We're halfway through the first half, 15 minutes left to go. Punk Blockers versus Supervillains in this third day of Tropicarnage 2014.
That is Brittany Spear tackle out there.
Again? Okay,
Again.
Cool. Rocket Man, welcome back to the track. Take a shoulder. Oh, I tell you, the only shoulders I want to get are from the butcher.
Not from these girls.
Not from these girls, hell no. And Rocket Man has worked her way through. She is the lead jammer. So well done. That was a really rough welcome back to the track.
Oh, big jammer on jammer action there.
So we're back on. Copter doing the big call from the sideline. It is called, sir. Punk Blockers pick up 4 more points. Supervillains stuck on 9.
Big shout out to Vixen of Violence, which is the bench manager for the Supervillains.
Yeah, just because we can't hear her doesn't mean that she's working hard.
She's on the far side from us. I'm sure we will hear in the second half.
Yeah, I do agree. It is a silent stalk. She's behind you, Blink. She's in front. Good call from Gas Petite Pendant. Thank you.
The full Bronte out there again for the Supervillains.
And once again, the blockers for the Punk Blockers doing a great job. The full Bronte is stuck behind. They're trying to eat that baby. She's just escaped.
That was really good work there.
Fantastic. Yep. Vixen picking up the 4 points. Reading about Vixen, she is named after the Vin Diesel movies apparently, and her love of Vin Diesel knows no bounds. And why not? Supervillains 9, Punk Blockers 71, just under 13 minutes to go. With the Unforgiving Bunny back out with number 7.
That's Jewel Breaker out there.
Jewel Breaker out again, alrighty. A lot of dodging and weaving going on. Jewel Breaker is caught at the back. So Unforgiving Bunny is through as lead jammer. When it's once again the Punk Blockers doing an excellent job building that wall, making it so hard for the Townsvillans to get their jammer through.
But we've seen them getting through the pack a bit more easy. They must be working together as a group to get the jammer through the pack.
That's the idea. Nasty for the Punk Blockers doing some big block work in there.
Two teams that don't get to verse each other much, so it'll be very interesting to try and learn each other's strategies and find a way to get around them.
Yep. So I think that's a timeout to the Supervillains, but it's the Punk Blockers who have formed a huddle on the track, on the jam line. They are owning it at the moment. talking it through. Copter is laying down the law, having a bit of a chat. I would dare say he's trying to get them to focus their attention, make sure that they are doing everything exactly the way that they've planned it. A lot of head nodding going on. Supervillains in their huddle. Captain's doing a lot of talking right now, I'd say.
I think the Supervillains are there with some NSOs at the moment.
So they're just making sure everything is correct. But once again, eyes are focused on their coach. Both teams really taking this opportunity to focus their attention by the looks. It is starting to get a little bit tighter on the track. Both packs, or both sets of blockers making a very messy pack at times, making it very hard work. Rocketman back on with Messiah, the captain for the Supervillains.
See there that Vixen has started up a junior roller derby league in Townsville, which is really good to see.
Fantastic.
Getting the next generation of roller derby stars.
And it's great. I mean, we just had the Team Australia for the Junior Derby called yesterday. A lot of Queenslanders through in that lot. So very proud representatives. They were, the ones that were here were called out to the track and given a special round of applause from the crowd, appreciative of their efforts. Being a proud South Australian myself, it's great to see a lot of the Little Adelaide Rollers getting into that team as well. So we give a shout out to the Little Adelaide Rollers back home in Adelaide and appreciate all the fine work that they've done to get into Team Australia as well. They'll be going off to the US next year. Can't remember, I think it's Seattle. I'm sure someone on YouTube will correct me in just a moment. But it's going to be a massive event, and certainly a lot of very proud and excited young people from Australia want to make that trip over. Back on track, we've got an official timeout. We have the head ref having a word with some of the players on the penalty bench right now and having a chat with the penalty wrangler there as well, just making sure everything is being done correctly. A lot of words being spoken between the NSO and the head ref right now.
Just making sure everything is clear.
And also one of the Townsvillains. Yep, she is making her way back on the track. That is number 3. That's Delicious, the alternate. So she's on track. And that is all that she wrote for the official timeout. Probably just querying whether or not Delicious should be sitting down or not. But she is definitely on the track.
Toxic there, jamming for the Supervillains.
And we have Kimbo Kazi for the Punk Blockers. She is through as well. Kimbo Kazi, lead jammer. Once again, these Punk Blockers are sort of cycling around, surrounding the jammer, making it so hard for her to get any traction, any momentum.
The Punk Blockers' defense has been on par this Tropicarnage Cup.
Very much so. $79 points to the Punk Blockers at the moment. Supervillains still on 13. We are heading towards 10 minutes left to go in the first half.
That is Jewel Broker out there for the Supervillains. Slasher, Howd out, Scare Bear. Getting away through to get lead jammer status.
She's definitely making waves, that's for sure. Jewelbreaker is catching up very quickly. Let's see if she can get through. Call it is the call for the Punk Blockers bench, and she does.
The Punk Blockers are really calling it before they give the opposition a chance to score any points.
That's the essence of hit and quit derby there. Don't forget, coming up after this match, we are going to have the Div 1 preliminary final. We have the Coastal Assassins Roller Derby taking on United Brisbane Roller Derby. Your announcers on YouTube will be Sweet Fanny Adams and Nurse Dominator. So it's going to be exciting. Coming after that, we will also have the Div 2 Grand Final. That's at 2 p.m. Queensland time. Tweed Valley versus Mackay. Psycho and Nursey will be your announcers on the live stream. And finally, the big one, the one we've all been waiting for, the Div 1 Grand Final, Sun State versus Paradise City. Meat Biscuit, oh yeah, and SX, fantastic, will be your commentators on YouTube. Meanwhile, on the track, a jammer on jammer.
Spear tackle.
Yeah.
She's got lead jammer status, and she's willing to fight for it.
Oh, heck yeah. Let's see what she can do. She calls it anyway, given that Rocket Man was in hot pursuit, but it was great to see that jammer on jammer action. It's what we'd love to see. I hope you're enjoying it on the feed.
Bit of love there for Scare Bear.
And looks like a bit of an update on Dee Dee Licious. She might be taking a break from Derby next year to start a family, which is fantastic news for her. We wish her all the best in that. I'm sure she'll be getting back on the track as fast as she can, though.
There's Toxic Bacteria out there with lead jammer status.
Excellent. So Townsville is with a chance to get some points. The Unforgiving Bunny being swallowed up by the pack. She's only just managed to break free. Oh, well done.
Oh, nice work there by Toxic. 4 points on the scoreboard.
Very handy for the supervillains. They've got to keep in touch at this point.
That's it.
They've got to get some more points on the board, of course, but they've got to keep in touch. They've got to get their jammer through. We're at 7 minutes to go in the first half.
If they get that lead jammer status, they could come back.
That's what we're hoping. We do love it. I mean, we were lucky enough to have a very tight first half in the first game. It did blow out a little bit in the second half, but definitely on the field, you wouldn't have known that the score was so big in that first bout. We have Kimber Kazi and Jewelbreaker, and it's Jewelbreaker through. Fantastic for the supervillains fans. Once again, she has a chance to clean up some points. Kimber Kazi only just getting free of the pack right now. Pack speeding up as they try to keep ahead, making her chase the bride, making her chase the points.
Jewelbreaker just trying to get through.
And she does. So getting the word from the bench, she does get all 4 points. So well done to Jewelbreaker. We've got a clear bench at the moment too, so we're at 5 on 5. This is the Derby we know and love, Joey.
It is. And who better to do than Brittany Spear Tackle?
Oh, hell yeah. Fang Fiend, the captain, also for Punk Blockers, is on. So let's see what they can do. It looks like they're sizing each other up at the moment. Fang Fiend tried to get a shoulder on Brittany Spear Tackle. Helps get the force out on the inside. So Fang Fiend did that, dodged to the outside, and able to open it up.
Oh no, Brittany Spear Tackle going to the penalty box with a cut.
Yep, so that's pretty rough for the villains at this point. The last thing they need is the pump blocks to get a power jam, and that's exactly what's happened. Fang Fiend fake to the inside, jumps to the outside, and calls it off. She picks up a 5-point pass, and it means that Rocket Man gets to come out and start in a power jam as well. So very good tactics being shown by the pump blockers. Getting high 10s from the bench. They're not even high 5s. They're very pleased with their progress.
A high 10 for 5 points.
That's it. But it all matters at this point. It's also about the psychological battle, which the punk blockers, you'd have to say, are truly winning at this point. But if I know the Towns villains, like you know the Towns villains, they're going to just refocus. They're going to get back out there and give some more. Only 2 blockers on for the Towns villains, but able to really try out Rocket Man very beautifully. But there's only one. Oh no, there's 2 out. And also the jammer for the Towns villains is back on the track now. So she's going to try and get her initial pass. That's Brittany Spear Tackle back on the track.
Oh, trying to find a way through past that last punk blocker, and she does but sadly no points scored.
No. Rocket Ma'am all over it. She's going to call it. Punk blockers ready to break through the 100 barrier. Supervillains on 21. 4 minutes left to go in this first half.
We really hope you're enjoying the live coverage of Tropicarnage.
It's great to see all the villain love. So it's great to see so many Towns Villain fans on YouTube enjoying the live stream. Thank you for joining us today.
The Purple Army is out in force.
And the whistle blew, but that was a supreme lack of damage. Yeah, Unforgiving Bunny just really sizing up number 785. That's toxic bacteria. So very, very tough for Toxic to get any traction here, but she's working her way through the outside.
Now for a bit of... Yes.
She is through.
Toxic finds a way through to get that lead jammer status.
Her legs are really pumping. She really wants to lay down some speed down. She knows that the Unforgiving Bunny is through. And, yep, here we go. What's going to happen?
She gets away through.
She got a sneaky point, but nothing for the punk blockers on that one. Every single point. Once again, high fives on the bench for the punk blockers. 22 points for Supervillains, 97 for the punk blockers.
Madam Mayhem coming out for the Supervillains.
Yep. Scare Bear for Brisbane.
I do believe this is Madam's Mayhem's first jam.
I think maybe we've seen it before.
Maybe, yes?
Maybe we've seen it before.
I'm not sure.
Like to see what she can do, though. We've got jammer on jammer action.
Oh,
and
beautiful work there.
Mayhem. Oh, a bit of shirt front. Oh, here we go. And she gets the cut.
That's beautiful work there by Madam Mayhem.
That was fantastic jamming action.
Let's see what Madam Mayhem can do now. That.
Well done to Madam Scarebear. That was Madam Mayhem, I should say. I'm getting totally confused.
It's all the excitement.
Oh, I tell you. But once again, those punk blockers form that wall. She is just going from one side to the other.
That's it. They're making very hard.
Oh, lovely. She slipped through on the side.
She earned those 5 points.
She looks at her bench for a bit of a guide. She says, should I call this off? They say no. Get some more points. And so she's going to try again.
The punk blockers jammer entering the field, so she does call it off.
2 more points for the Towns Villains. Every point is important. She gets up to 29. Punk blockers still waiting to break through the 100 mark. They're still on 97. So really great work from the Supervillains in the last couple of minutes. They have stopped the bleeding on the score and actually clawed it back a bit.
I think they need to realise they need to get that lead jammer status to stop that hit it and quit it from the punk blockers.
Absolutely. I mean, they want to get as many points as they can, but it's really hard work. The punk blockers have just been monstrous. And they're doing it again. They have really formed that wall.
Jewel Breaker finding it hard to get through.
She can't get through at all. Now the inside lines open up, but it's too late. Rocket Man is through. And
no. Jewel Breaker getting a track cut.
Yep.
Must have been on that inside.
Well, it doesn't really matter where it is. She's got to keep her skates in play, and it's good work from the blockers that they were able to force it. Rocket Man getting airborne. Thanks to the block from 1-5. That was Messiah. That's the captain's knock right there. We've only got 10 seconds left to go in this first half, so I would say the clock's going to run out. No one seems keen to call a timeout, so we're just going to run the clock down, and that's it. Half time.
Then we'll be starting with a power jam.
Yep, so pump blockers have it all going for them. The Supervillains have it all to do. Go grab yourselves a cup of tea and a scone, maybe some jam and cream. It is a holiday Monday after all. Swallow yourselves. Joey and I will be back in about 10 minutes' time.
That's it. Make sure you're back for second half. You won't want to miss it. We are back, Derby fans.
Second half about to get underway. I'll work it out when I find the mic switch. I'm back here with Joey Scar. My name is Pants. We are all set for the second half of this awesome clash between the Punk Blockers
and the Dum Dum Dum.
Waka Waka Waka.
Super Villains.
I don't think Waka 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 works as well as the Dum Dum Dum, but never mind. Halftime score is the Pump Blockers have skipped out to a very handy lead. They're on 102 points. Super Villains got it all to do in the second half on 29. Thank you very much for all your comments on YouTube so far. It's great to have so many fans from Townsville joining us live on the stream. Unlike the WFTA stream, we actually are online. Yay! Sorry if you missed out on the VRDL clash this morning, coming to you from the States. Sadly, the VRDL not being able to get the job done, but they are the #2 ranked team in the WFTA. That's very exciting news for Australian Derby as well. Tropicarnage, of course, has been exciting news for Australian Derby all weekend. Fantastic, fantastic Derby coming to you live on the YouTube. Rocket Man is starting off in a power jam.
Jewel Breaker still in the penalty box.
Yep, so we're just going to start off. Let's see what these villains can do. And she went straight in the wall, and she is straight down. Oh, well. I mean, if you're going to get pinged for a penalty, that's a good one to get. I think it was Helen Killer who got pinged for that one. Rocket Man is through. She's completed her initial pass. She's hit the wall. She's put the hands on her hips. She picks up her 4 points, so she's done everything that she needs to do to get things underway for the Punk Blockers. Clear, almost a clear bench now. So, Joey, you hit the centre at halftime just to see what's going on. Penalty-wise, is anyone in trouble?
We got number 15 on 4 and number 3 on 4 for the purple team.
So that's Messiah and D Delicious. So the captain and the alternate getting more penalties. Is anyone else on any trouble?
No, everyone else has been pretty good.
Okay, well that's good because we've seen a lot of bouts where after the half time people have been on 5 penalties. They've been able and they've had to sit out sometimes. Unforgiving Bunny has gone through as the lead jammer for the Punk Blockers.
Punk Blockers doing very good with their penalties. Only 1 or 2 on the board, so they're doing very well this bout.
Well, maybe that's one reason why they're down so much. Maybe they've got to get out there and throw a few more hips and shoulders around, see if they can cause the cage to rattle a bit on the Punk Blockers, because the full Bronte is still stuck in the pack. She's got a star pass, though.
It's good to see a few star passes this bout.
Yep, like we've been saying, it's really is a return to old school. We've had the sneaky pass as well. The panty smuggling, I think they called that one, where someone takes off the panty sneakily and just carries it, and they sneak the star pass that way. There is a lot of old school going on. Not enough pivot starts, in my opinion, but you know, we can only ask for certain things, I guess. Fang's lining up now, and she's up against
Jewel Breaker
again for the Villains. She's certainly come out to play. Let's see what she can do. Once again, that Pump Blocker wall is huge. She can't do it, but Jewel Breaker has gone through. Finally, a nice break. So Fang Fiend is through as well.
She's going to be trying to hunt her down. Let's see what Jewel Breaker can do to try and score some points.
She works her way through from inside to outside, picks up 2 points, but more importantly, 0 points for the Punk Blockers. They are on 119. Super Villains up to 31.
Some good work there by Jewel Breaker. Every point counts in this bout.
I'm not sure who the head ref is on this one.
No, I'm not sure.
We had Number Cruncher on the last bout, of course, but not sure who the head ref is for this one. I'm sure it's someone good. Could be Roger Jamjet by the looks, actually. He seems to be calling the shots on the pack at this point. I know Roger Jamjet was head reffing yesterday, so it could be him today.
That's Rocket Man out there. with lead jammer status.
Yep, Madam Mayhem forced to yield. She has to start again, working her way through from the back. Rockerman picks up a 5-point pass. Madam Mayhem is out. She's just completed her initial pass. Let's see if Rockerman decides to keep going and try and score some points, or she'll call it. Nope, she calls it.
Yeah, as soon as Madam Mayhem gets right beside her.
Smart move. Don't want to let the supervillains even open that door.
No, because they'll be in there.
Oh, hell yeah. Toxic Bacteria coming back out. And with the Unforgiving Bunny. So a lot of familiar faces on the jam lane to start the second half. Both teams not keen to experiment with the lineup, just keep cycling through the same jammers through and through time and time again. Whistle is blown, Toxic Bacteria goes to the outside, Unforgiving Bunny opens up the inside line, and she is through as the lead jammer. Toxic Bacteria still getting pummeled, but she is finally through. I know we love to call it jammer on jammer action, YouTubers, but we do. I know we don't show it on the screen. We don't have too many cameras here, sadly, and given that most of the action happens in the back, that's where we tend to focus the camera on. So, well, certainly, if there is jammer on jammer action, we'll try and bring it to you and describe it to you as best as we can, and so you get a sense of what's going on. But so far, the story of this half has been Punk Blockers getting the quick jam break and getting the points.
Let's see what Brittany Spear Tackle can do for the supervillains.
Let's hope she can do something great. She's up against Scare Bear though, so Scare Bear also doing a great job. But it looks like the villains have got a number this time.
They know they've got to keep a close eye on Scare Bear.
And both are through.
Oh,
so Scare Bear and Scare Bear able to lay the tackle. So both jammers getting called for penalties.
It's all happened in that jam.
Yeah. So Scare Bear laid a shoulder on Brittany Spear Tackle. Brittany Spear Tackle got pinged for a penalty. So she went off to the penalty boxes first. Now she's been called for cutting. So now she's got to go. So at the moment, she's just sat down. Scare Bear is still sitting down. She had to get yelled at to stand up and get back out there. So now it's Scare Bear on a power jam. She has completed her initial pass. So she's got a 5-point pass. Spear Tackle's back on now for the Townsville as well. She has also completed her initial pass, but we have no lead jammer, so it's going to go the rest of the jam. We're at 45 seconds left to go. At the moment, the lead is 103, but Townsvillans have a chance to claw it back. The pack is spread out as far as it can go because Scare Bear got called. Scare Bear's ripped off the panty, so she is ready to do a star pass. She's been forced back. She's put the panty back on her head because that hasn't come off at all. The Townsvillans were totally wise to it. So
Brittany Spear Tackle just finding a way there through for 4 points.
Fantastic work. So Townsvillans able to make good of use of that. And so looks like Fang had picked up the panty and was forced to yield. So no more points for the Punk Blockers. Wait a sec. She got 2 more points and 5-point pass for the Purple Supervillains. So they've been able to claw that lead back under 100 points. It's currently 99. So 45 points to the Supervillains. Punk Blockers.
No, they did not.
No cage for Joey, no. They've let him roam free. It's a free-range Joey this time. No, we're very fortunate this time. From what I've gathered about Tropicarnage's parents, they've been up in the birdcage up the top of the stadium where the heat has been on, and it's been an absolute sweatbox. Jewel Breaker is through as lead jammer. This time, we've been very privileged to be sitting down trackside with a great view of the jam line, and we've had cold water and beautiful air conditioning, so they've taken good care of us. So 4 more points, I believe, to the Supervillains on that one, and 0 points to the Punk Blockers. So
great work there by the Supervillains in these last few jams.
Absolutely, they're starting to stake a claim, starting to claw things back. But the Punk Blockers have opened up that handy lead. It makes it tough. Rocket Man, and also it does seem to be the full Bronte back on for the Villains. Let's see what she can do. She's opting for the inside line, and my Rocket Man is dodging back and forward, but the Villain wall is huge.
Oh, full Bronte getting knocked over the line, being recycled to the back of the pack.
Oh, it's a shame. She was making such good progress. So Rocket Man still getting absolutely thumped inside. She's been forced to the back.
She finds a way through.
Yep, she did find her way through. So full Bronte now being forced to the back. She has got a big pile of Punk Blockers in front of her. Rocket Man getting slammed around. She managed to stay on her feet.
It's great.
She's only got a couple more, but once again, sandwiched. She calls it. 4 points to Rocket Man. Supervillains on 48. Punk Blockers 136, 140. So the lead is 92 points to the Punk Blockers. Timeout is being called. So we'll see who that's to. That does appear to be to the Brisbane City Roller Punk Blockers. So now it is the Villains who have come out to the jam line.
They're out there having a bit of conversation.
Dee Licious is definitely, yeah, there's some emphatic hand gestures going on. A lot of emphatic hand gestures. She is...
Oh, now a bit of dancing, a bit of...
Yeah. Hey, you got to pump them up. Got to pump them up. Bambi also jumping around. She's also just trying to pump up her team. A lot of head nodding going on. Copter for the Punk Blockers also just urging his team on. Some of the other girls also just chipping in with a few words.
The Villains might be doing a bit of evil planning out there on the track.
Hey, why not? They've give their team chant. They are ready to go.
Brittany's spear tackle is going to be out there for the Supervillains.
And with the Unforgiving Bunny back on for the Punk Blockers. Great to see that team spirit from the Towns Villains. They're down by nearly 100. They've got the positive attitude. They were bopping and grooving, and they had their arms around each other for that team huddle. So great attitude being shown by the Towns Villains. Oh. Spear tackle getting forced to the outside, but Bunny's still on the inside. She found the outside. She is through.
She found that very quick.
Yeah. But spear tackle also able to find a way through. She is in hot pursuit. She is nearly half a lap behind, though. Her legs are pumping. She is trying to get back as fast as she can. Unforgiving Bunny meeting a wall of Villains and calls it.
That's good work. The Villains need to stop her from getting those points, and then... No, they got 4. She got 4.
3, I think.
3 or 4?
I think it's 3. So if that's the case, yep, 3 points. 3. So because of that, yeah, they were able to stop that extra 4th point. Every point counts, but also every point stopped counts at this point.
Jewel breaker out there for the Supervillains. Bit of jammer and jammer action to start off with.
Yep. We have the long body of Kimbo Kazi.
Just, it's all on for young and old at the front of the pack.
Kimbo Kazi's managed to make her way through as lead jammer, but also Jewel Breaker has made her way through. We have 999 Nasty sitting down for the Punk Blockers. So that's a little bit of an advantage now to the Supervillains. It's been called off.
Team timeout trying to be called there by
the Villains.
The Villains.
Yep.
Going right up to the road.
How clear do you want to make it, guys?
I need a break.
D-Delicious coming out. Don't know if that was actually accepted or not. So at the no, it has been accepted. So the Villains have got the timeout right now. So just making sure everything is correct. Small ref huddle going on right now, but they're assuming their positions back ready to start the next jam. The toxic bacteria lining up for the Villains. Yet to see who the jammer is going to be. But no, the jammer for the Punk Blockers is currently sitting down. So it's going to be a power jam to the Villains, just to start things off here. So they're pretty pumped about that. They want to get back as many points as they can. It is possible to get a 30-point jam, Joey. Did you know that?
I knew that.
I know you knew that. A 30-point jam would be fantastic. Just what the doctor ordered for the Villains. Let's Go Townsville chants coming up from the crowd. They know it's all on.
Those Punk Blockers working hard to try and stop that.
That Scare Bear creating a big wall.
Toxic having to yield and be recycled to the back of the pack.
Oh, man.
That's not what they wanted to start off this power jam.
No.
Can she find a way through?
She can. And that's another Punk Blocker being sent to the bench as well. That was Regulator.
Oh.
So that's good news for the Villains. Toxic Bacteria is through as lead jammer, but Kim Bakazi's back on the track. Oh, this carnage. Absolute carnage. Kim Bakazi getting absolutely wrecked there by Britney Spears tackle.
Living up to the name.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's
so
good.
5-point pass to the Supervillains.
That's really good news for the Supervillains.
Oh, and that is fantastic work. You got a lot. Oh, hip. That is, that is fantastic. That is Madam Mayhem. She is
causing
also
some mayhem.
Oh, mate. That is so good from the Supervillains. That was a monster jam. Great work. So another 3 points.
Told you they were evil planning.
Yep. So let's see how they go. So if Supervillains move up to 56, the Punk Blockers on 143. So they've clawed that lead back under 90 points now. Still got 16 minutes, 23 seconds left to go in the second half. If we get a few more situations like that, Joey, this could get very interesting.
It could. Let's see if Jewel Breaker can make it happen for the Supervillains.
She's got Rocket Man, though.
Yeah.
And Rocket Man once again through to the front.
She does have rockets strapped to those skates.
Oh, I reckon.
She finds a gap and just shoots through it.
Absolutely. She has definitely got her party skates on today. Jewel Breaker is through, but not lead jammer. So Rocket Man does the standard hit it and quit it approach. Picks up 4 points. Punk Blockers solidifying their lead. Interesting point from Tragedy on the YouTube. Yep, so VRDL are now the second-ranked team in the world.
Very good news for Australia.
Very much so. I think they were ranked number 5 or 6 before this tournament. So they've certainly staked a massive claim for Australian Derby on the international scene. So it's great news. And also Sun State coming up later as well. They were second at CGSS. And they really took it to VRDL, so...
Oh, look at that. Oh, no. Britney Spears tackle.
Ah, well.
Got that lead jammer status.
And she's been called the insubordination as well, so she's going to have to sit down for a full minute. So that is bad news for the Supervillains. So...
I'm going to go out on a limb and say I don't think she saw that, though. I do not think... She didn't seem to acknowledge...
Never mind. It's all about what the refs see.
That's it.
And you got to respect it.
The rule is if the ref on the outside line can hear it and acknowledges that it happened, then the player on the track should be able to. I heard that was what they go off yesterday.
Okay, well, if that's the case, then, and it's been called, it's been called.
Because one girl did not hear it, but the outside pack ref did. So it was said that she should have been able to hear it. She should have been paying more attention, and she had to stick with the insubordination.
Yep. So it's going to be a long time sitting down. We have Fang on for the punk blockers, and not many blockers for...
Oh, Fang getting a bit of a hit there.
Yeah, that was great work from Ghetto Vomit. Ghetto Verret. Ghetto Vomit? Ghetto Verret is the girl's name. Come on, Pants. You can do that.
A bit on play on Get Over It. Yes. Yes, they are. All the RCRG girls are on the sideline cheering on the supervillains.
It's great to see the love from up north.
That's it.
So yeah, it's great for the Towns Villains to have a cheer squad. They not only have Psycho Dyko on the in-house PA, but they've also got Reef City.
Reef City a bit tired after their win, but they are cheering on the supervillains. A lot of love between those two teams.
Yeah, and a few signs as well, which is great. So still the power jam. We have D Delicious coming back on for the supervillains, and now Lee Spear Tackle's back on as well.
Bit of jammer on jammer action is what I'd like to see.
Yeah, you can see that
Bit
going on.
of sandwich there between two villains.
Absolutely. Rocket Man getting caught in the back, and that gave Spear Tackle a good chance to get through. She's not in lead jammer, but we'll see if she can sneak around. D Delicious laying down the block, but Rocket Man wise. So D Delicious is currently sitting in the bench. So she's going to have to sit out the first 30 seconds of the next jam.
Jewel Breaker has got the star panty on for the supervillains.
And Bunny for the blockers. And the whistle blows to start things off. Big walls getting built. Both jammers getting stuck at the back and getting forced to the inside. Both being forced to yield. Unforgiving Bunny also forcing Jewel Breaker out. And Bunny just, hop, step, jump through. She has picked up lead jammer, but she's been eaten by the pack.
Oh.
So she is lead jammer, but it is...
It is Jewel Breaker with...
the cut track penalty, I believe, or is it forearms?
I think it was a forearms.
Yep. So she may be on 6 penalties now. That one of them's on 6.
You know what that means? The punk blockers have got. That's a power jam for the punk blockers.
No. Really? Oh, no. So once again, the lead is back over 100 points. It's 100 and something.
162.
106 points. So
to 56.
Yep. So Punk Block is able to just lay a claim now, I would say, on victory. It's under 11 minutes to go. That's the Reef City girls, so you can hear probably in the background there. So
it's nice work
it's
there.
Currently a power jam at the moment. Vixen has picked up lead jammer. Jewel Breaker is back on the field. So there was a she got pushed for the she's got called for a back block. So what happened was that Jewel Breaker got picked up for a penalty, then an insubordination. She's had to sit out a minute. So it's been a long time with the pump blockers have had the power jam. She just went on the track and went straight into a back block.
And she's got Madam Mayhem in there, the pivot, also on a penalty.
So it's bad news for Villains fans right now. So currently they have no jammer, no pivot. Rocket Man is back on for the for the blockers. So Villains only with 3 blockers on the track right now, and punk blockers with their full team. Looks like 2,
oh no,
perhaps 2 of the Towns Villains are on 6 penalties. We can't see who it is. If we get a chance to race out and have a look during a timeout, we will. Rocket Man is lead jammer right now, of course. Jewel Breaker is on the field, so she's going to try and complete her initial pass, but she has 4 fierce punk blockers.
That's a tall order to get past all 4.
That's it, and they are really forcing. Oh, it's hard work. It is hard work. They forced her to yield. 5-point pass to Rocket Man.
Punk blockers are good at recycling that jammer.
It's certainly been another one of those stories of the bout. Spear tackle, able to get a nice big hit on Rocket Man. Forced her out to the inside, now to the outside. So Rocket Man, being recycled twice, decides to call it off and have a quick break. 179 to the Punk Blockers, 56 to the Supervillains. 8 minutes, 20 seconds left to go in this match.
The full Bronte coming out there for the Supervillains.
Good show. Bunny on the track for the Blockers. Don't blame her. She's been working and doing really well.
Hope everyone got a good shot of that penalty board there.
Both sets of blockers doing great work. Bunny's been forced right back. So it is the full Bronte as the lead jammer for the Villains. Great news for Villains fans.
Let's see if full Bronte can go all the way to score 5 points.
The toxic bacteria heading to the bench right now. So 1 blocker down for the Villains. All blockers back on track for the Punk Blockers.
A beautiful 5 for the full Bronte.
Yes. 1 more. Bunny is through. She got past D Delicious. That's not easy.
Oh, that was a big hit on the full Bronte.
She calls it.
That was a big hit.
That was massive. That was Scare Bear.
I felt the floor underneath the chair.
Full Bronte has a big smile on her face, though, so she's all right. She's just going to suck down a few gulps of air and a few gulps of water. She'll be back on soon.
Jewel Breaker is going to take over.
Kimbo Kazi, the long body of Kimbo Kazi is what you can see there on your screen.
She's got a good bird's eye view of the rest of the pack.
And here we go. Kimbo Kazi trying to work around the outside, finding that very difficult. She's now moving to the inside.
The Villain's doing a good job.
Villain's jammer has been called for the cut for a forearms penalty. So Jewel Breaker is heading to the bench. And I think that is her 5th penalty.
Punk Blockers didn't really need that power jam right now.
No.
They're going to take full advantage of it.
Just keeping an eye on the penalty.
Yes,
board.
there's a...
So I think that's her 5th. So there, the Townsville's starting to rack up the penalties as well. This is
just under 6 minutes left on the board. Let's see if they can hold out.
I hope we can keep the full team on for the rest of the game. '83 Loose Unleashed, just gracing the floor with a presence on the way out. We also have some of the other blockers making an appearance. So the Claire Bitch Project is on as a blocker for the Punk Blockers right now. I don't think we've seen much of her, to be honest. So that's good news for blocker fans.
Look at that. Rocket Man finding a way through.
Well, it's pretty easy when you've got 3 blockers. It's really hard as a blocker when you don't have your full squad. Oh, lovely little bit of love from Loose Unleashed.
There's Jewel Breaker hitting the floor, but she's trying to get back up. Oh, getting recycled to the back of the pack.
32, Scare Bear is sitting down. She made a gesture to the bench there. I don't know if that means that she knows she's got 7. But we're just going to wait and see what the penalty tracker does as well. Roger Jamjet is over. So, yep, Scare Bear is out. She's got her 7. So, well done to Scare Bear. She's left it all on the track. So, the first player to hit the showers is from the Punk Blockers. Scare Bear also doing some great jamming work. So, she will be missed, but maybe the damage has been done now. Supervillains 130 points down. And they've picked up lead jammer position. That's is
Brittany Spear tackle.
Oh, that name again. Unforgiving Bunny is in hot pursuit, though. Let's see if Brittany can pick up a few points.
I think everyone's going to remember Brittany Spear tackle by the end of this bout.
No sneaky points for Bunny. 1 point for the Supervillains. Or is it one? No, it was the other way around. So it was the sneaky point to the Unforgiving Bunny that time. The bench is pretty pumped, to say the least. We've got Fang on, along with Madam Mayhem. Madam Mayhem doing the jamming now for the Villains. She's been doing some fantastic blocking, and she's been called the cut. So she tried to weasel away around the outside. Both skates touching the outside, and she just jumped back in. So she is down, and it gives the Pump Blockers a power jam. So that's Fang. She is working her way through. The Fang Fiend, captain of the Pump Blockers. She just jumps through, gets 5-point pass, and calls it off. So all 4 blockers on for the Townsvillans for the next jam. All 4 blockers for the Punk Blockers, and that name again, Rocket Ma'am, coming out as the sole jammer for Punk Blockers.
Looks like a very valuable player for the Punk Blockers.
And we're finally seeing a pivot start. Yes!
Been waiting a long time, but we've got it. Our prayers have been answered.
And Rocket Ma'am, she's been called. So it is Madam Mayhem. Let's see what she can do. Let's hope she gets a few points.
Those Punk Blockers are keeping a close eye on to her.
She's down, but she didn't get her skate out, so.
Oh, send back to the...
Was that a low block?
Yes, I think it was.
Oh, man. Rocket Ma'am, you're breaking my heart. Cut track penalty for one of the Townsville blockers there. She's going to have to sit down. I think that was Loose Unleashed. Rocket Ma'am is through.
Rocket Man.
And still getting banged around inside Rocket Ma'am, but she is through. She picks up a 5-point pass.
She's burning out the fuels out there.
Absolutely. We might be lighting up the rocket fuels a bit later, eh, Joey?
Yeah.
There is an after party after today for everyone who is here, so if you're in town, come on down. Once again, that pace picking up. A bit of a fast-moving pack right now. 5-point pass to Rocket Ma'am again. The bench is clear, so we're back to 5-on-5 for the barest minimum of time because I think that's Brittany Spear tackle. Yep, she's been called, so she's sitting down. Rocket Ma'am is going to try again. She gets pushed out to the inside, and Loose Unleashed is able to get it to yield.
There go Madam Mayhem on her initial pass. Oh, a little apex jump there by Madam Mayhem.
Yep, nice little hop, skip, and a jump. So it's 4 points for each jammer at this point. Timeout being called by the Punk Blocker coach, or official review, I should say. He's very keen to know what's going on.
There's only 4 seconds on the penalty board. Oh, not on the scoreboard. I'm sorry, not penalty board.
You got to wonder, you know, you're leading by this amount.
We're just letting know this is Vixen's last ever jam for the Punk Blockers.
So a lot of feeling going on.
Yeah. So I heard she's moving to another team.
Oh, well, there you go. It does happen from time to time, of course, and a lot of love being expressed by the puck blockers.
I'm sure they're going to miss her, but look at that big hug.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Nothing like a bit of derby love on the weekend.
Meanwhile, there's an official review going on, so we'll just see what the decision is.
Yes.
The question has been asked, so the referees are going to get it together and just powwow a little bit.
Just looking at the scoreboard while there's only 4 seconds left. The Punk Blockers on 213. The Supervillains on 66.
Here we go. There's a worm going on.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's some great footage.
I reckon Psycho Dyko's getting a run for her money now.
Good to see the Punk Blockers having a bit of fun out there.
Well, it's fair to say that it's in the bag at this point. We are at 4 seconds left to go on the regular game clock. Jewelbreaker's going to line up against Vixen. Vixen enjoying her moment in the sun. This is going to be her last ever jam for the Punk Blockers, and why not? It's great to be able to celebrate the achievements of people.
And she's underway. Oh, she shut down pretty quick though.
Well, just because it's your last ever jam doesn't mean you have to be treated nicely, does it?
No.
You're still going to have to work for it.
Jewelbreaker finding a way through to get lead jammer status on the last jam of this
And
bout.
Vixen at the back. She's trying to lay down a block on Jewel as she comes through.
Oh, Jewel taking a bit of a hit there, but she's back up again. She wants to score those points.
Delicious doing wonderful work. Vixen's finally through.
Oh, a bit of a push there, bit of helping hand. Jewel still trying to get through.
She does.
finds a way through for
She's-
5 points.
That's great work from Jewelbreaker.
It's a great way.
I think her team are just encouraging her just to make full use of it.
Yeah. If you're going to have the last one, you may as well have a good one.
Yep, so Vixen's
Oh, there
still
she
stuck
goes
in
again.
there.
Jewelbreaker on another 5 points.
Fantastic. Go Supervillains.
A lot of love from the
Vixen's through.
teammates.
Yep, Vixen's through. She picks up 4 points. And she's just doing a little funky action there with the skates.
Just having a bit of fun out there, letting it all loose.
Why not? These girls can feel the party starting. It's not starting for another few hours, but they're going to enjoy it. Maybe a quiet beverage or two afterwards just helps numb the pain as well.
Jewelbreaker's going to celebrate with another 4 points.
Well done, girl. Vixen being forced to the inside. And another 5-point pass. So well done to Jewelbreaker. She's picked up at least 20 points on this. Vixen being forced to the outside. Back in the middle.
Oh, Jewelbreaker again.
Well done. I think that's 25 points.
What a beautiful way to end it for the Supervillains.
Very nice. Very nice. High fives all around from her team as she comes to the bench. And Vixen, well, that's her last ever jam for the Punk Blockers. So well done to her. The unofficial final score right now is 221 points for the Punk Blockers. Supervillains looks like they're going to finish on 80, which is certainly, you know, not disrespectful.
Not at all.
And certainly they have come out and played every single jam. They have worked damn hard, hey, Joey?
They sure have. We're going to hear a bit of cheer from the Supervillains. Hope you heard that.
Yeah, I know. I certainly did. I felt that right in my gut. So well done to everybody. We've got to get a lineup here, and everyone's going to give every girl a high five on the way through. Great to see that the teams are sticking around as well to support everybody. We've got a number of not only Reef City, but also the hopefully the Gladstone girls are still around here as well.
The SSRG army is starting to flood through the doors, I see.
Oh, well, that's going to come up shortly. So
That's it. But
coming up,
we got United Brisbane.
yep, United Brisbane.
Versus Card.
So that's being the Coastal Assassins Roller Derby. So that is the Div 1 preliminary final. The winner of that game is going to finish third. So this is the battle of third and fourth.
I'm sure both of them want that third place.
Absolutely. So your commentators will be Nursey and Sweet Fanny Adams. Coming after that, Div 2 grand final, Tweed Valley versus Mackay. And then the big one, Div final for the Div 1, Sun State versus Paradise City.
I'm sure everyone's going to be tuned in for that one.
Oh, hell yeah. I know I'll be here. I'll be bringing you the camera for the Div 1 as well, so I can't wait for it. So, I've been Pants.
And I'm Joey Starr, just sending all my love to North Queensland. Miss you guys all very much. Take care, and I'll see you next time.